So quite frequently we work with folks who are trying to make a decision whether they should sell an existing home when they're buying a new home or turn it into an investment property. Well, today I'm going to give you some tips for how to make that determination. So if you're an existing homeowner and you're looking to either move up into your next home, you need more space for your family, or maybe you're doing what's called a move down and you're getting less space because you don't want to maintain the property anymore. A lot of times, especially in a market like we're experiencing right now, people are asking us, what do you think I should do, Scottie? Should we turn that home into an investment property? Or should we list that home and cash out and sell? Because home values are very high. As I'm recording this, it's early 2022, and home values are the highest they've been in history. So here's a few tips that I want to give you as you're analyzing this. If you're considering keeping a property for rent, number one, you want to figure out what can you actually get for that monthly rent. Now, this may seem like a no-brainer, but you wouldn't believe how many people I talk to and I ask that question, how much can you receive in your monthly rent? How much will that property give you in monthly rents? And people don't know the answer because they haven't figured that out. So what we do is, of course, we'll help you get connected with a property manager or a real estate agent who can run a market analysis and figure out how much you should be able to receive in monthly rents. The second thing you really have to analyze is what is going to be the cost of ownership of this property. Because you have to be able to figure out, okay, my monthly rent minus my cost of ownership equals my profit, right? So you've got to be able to estimate what are the costs going to be for potential repairs. Is there an HOA that you have to maintain? And are you going to charge your renter for that, or are you going to pay it inside of their main rent? What is the cost of ownership in regards to long-term maintenance if you're going to hold the property for 5, 10, 15 years? So again, this can really be fleshed out working with a property manager, but we can also help you to have some tools to work through all of this. The third thing you want to majorly analyze is who is going to handle the property. And I've mentioned a property manager a couple of times, but especially for folks who are just shifting into being a landlord for the first time, we see people who say, I'm just going to give it a go on my own. I'm going to advertise it on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. I'm going to go ahead and vet people out on my own, and that way I'm going to keep all of my money. Well, here's the truth. A professional property manager is only going to run you a small percentage of your monthly rent, typically under 10 or just around 10%. For somebody who's going to do an incredible job, their role is keeping you out of everything. And you want a property manager if you're trying to maximize both your profit on the rent that you're receiving in minus the expenses, and if you're trying to maximize getting a qualified renter in there, because you don't want to be responsible to run their credit and check their references and do all that stuff. And, don't get me started on the eviction process, right? So, in this analysis that you have to do, you have to really think, how much work do I want to put in? Do I want to become my own property manager, or do I want to trust a professional with that? And then one of the other things, I'll say number 4, is you have to be able to look at what can I sell the property for today versus what is the expected appreciation over 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and the period that you're planning to hold that property. What's my hold time, right? So you could compare and contrast the value today and the cash that you'd be able to pull out of it versus holding that property over time, not only making money through the monthly rent, hopefully, or at least breaking even with your mortgage and your expenses on that property. And then can you look at projecting what you might be able to pull out of that property in years in the future? So my advice is this. First and foremost, you want to be connected to a great real estate agent who's willing to talk about the hypotheticals and help you have the right information to make the right decisions. Now, the real estate agents that we work with are all about serving families to build wealth through real estate. So if you need a recommendation, let us know. We'll connect you with somebody who's not just interested in pushing you to list the house, but they're interested in giving you the right information you need. And then if they win the listing through that, great. If not, they understand. The second thing is you need a great qualified property manager. And again, we can help you find these people. But if you're watching this video outside of one of our service areas and you're just looking for some advice, I would strongly recommend look up the highest rated property managers in your area, have a couple of conversations, and see what kind of data they can bring you. I always tell everybody, whether it's a mortgage, whether it's an investment vehicle, whether it's buying a home, selling a home, you need the right information in order to make the right decisions. So that's what we're here to help you do. We would love to talk to you about a mortgage plan of action and a plan of action to convert an existing property into a rental property versus selling. Reach out. My team and I are here to serve you, and we hope this information is valuable. If it is, please like it, comment on it, share it out, subscribe to our channel. We would love to continue to push great content your way.